We do run also Facebook groups where people go and ask questions. Every travelers is kind of helping each other and everything. And the question that keeps on popping up, let's say this week, it was asked 4 times, is where to buy camping gears in New Zealand. So we'll go over it right here, right now. All right. So, Laura, do you want to get started? I wrote all those things from the cheapest way to get stuff to the most expensive one.
Okay, well, let's start with the cheapest.
So we go from cheap to expensive.
Yeah, so one way you can get camping gear in New Zealand is by just going on Facebook groups. We, like Robin said, we actually run quite a lot of the Backpacking New Zealand Facebook groups where people, basically they go on there and they sell, like buy and sell travel gear that they've come to the end of their trip and they want to get rid of their camping gear and stuff, and that's where you can find some really cheap deals on tents, camping chairs, camping tables, like mats, all sorts of different things, like even like kitchen and cooking equipment, because there's a lot of people that are traveling in camper vans as well, so they have lots of stuff to get rid of by the end of their trip. So that is definitely a place to go if you want to get some super cheap stuff. So I either have a scroll through the backpacking groups, and we'll make sure to link to a couple that we really like in the description after this broadcast. But yeah, just have a look through, see if there's any for sale, and if not, just put a question up saying, does anybody have any camping gear to sell? And you'll probably get someone coming back to you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is called TradeMe. So it's trademe.co.nz. It's the New Zealand equivalent of eBay. eBay is not big here in New Zealand, but TradeMe is. This is where all the locals sell their stuff. A lot of travelers are also selling their stuff. A listing on it is actually free. You just pay when it's sold, which is a little bit like eBay. So that's why there's so much listings on there, because everybody is on TradeMe. So it's a great way to get yourself some secondhand stuff. Now the thing is, it's either you have to get it shipped to you or you have to go pick it up. It's always kind of like, it's a bit like the Facebook group. You have to commit the time and the transportation to go and either pick up, see the items and all those kind of things. So so that's another really cheap option, but you need to be a little bit more flexible on that. And again, we're talking about the used items right here.
Yeah. So another cheap option if you want to get something brand new is to go to the Warehouse, which is this big department store in New Zealand, which basically sells everything at a budget price.
Yeah.
So they definitely do have a camping section where you will be able to get tents and lots of different camping gear as well, from like water canisters, again, camping chairs and things like that. So that is definitely somewhere where you'll be able to find affordable tents for brand new. But just a disclaimer, Robin and I haven't tested those tents, so we don't actually know if they are, if they're that good or not. And I think when you are buying from the Warehouse, maybe you have to assess, am I going to be using this tent a lot? Maybe you'd want to actually spend a little bit more money to get something a little bit better. But if you are just doing maybe a one-off trip or just doing some quick camping and you're not too bothered about having the best tent ever, then the Warehouse is a good option.
Yeah, definitely. So another one of those cheap options, but just slightly bit better. It's called Torpedo 7, and another brand is called Mountain Warehouse. So those are 2 different brands, Torpedo 7 and Mountain Warehouse. I think Mountain Warehouse only has a store in Queenstown, if I'm correct right now, and Torpedo 7 has mostly stores in Auckland, maybe a couple around there.
There's some, I think, in like Hamilton, Taupo and Queenstown,
Christchurch. Anyway, they have a few more stores. Now they are kind of like your entry-level basic outdoor stores. Same thing, the quality is going to be like okay. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
It's not absolutely awesome, but it's very decently priced. So that's kind of like in my opinion, it's a correct balance right here, and you can get some quite decent stuff.
And we did actually test out some Torpedo 7 tents during New Zealand's biggest gap year, and we had actually a few travellers that were with us who were testing them out for the night, and they said they were very good. I mean, they only tried it for one night, but
they were really good and rather easy to build actually, which was quite surprising. So those 2 stores pretty good to actually get yourself some camping gears in New Zealand. They will have everything else that you need. Any of the things that you need to cook, any of the chairs, any of the backpacks, and
anything,
yeah,
basically,
sleeping bags, sleeping mats, all those kind of things.
Yeah.
You have everything there as well.
For sure.
Cool. Then after that, sorry, now we're going to the expensive ones. Now there's 3 brands which are kind of expensive, that are proper, your outdoor stuff, you know what I mean? That's the thing that you're proud of carrying a brand. You're like, yeah, like getting out there, and that's Kathmandu, Backpack, and Bivouac. Now, I do not know if any of those brands are actually available overseas at all. I do know that Kathmandu and Backpack are New Zealand brands. I don't think they're available there. I do not know much about Bivouac, but we've been to all 3 of the stores. We actually have items of all those 3 brands, and actually, although the Kathmandu and Backpack, because they do their own brands, and Bivouac, they sell like all your Columbia, North Face, all those kind of like brands and everything. So those are the proper, like the proper gifts. Like they're the shit.
Yeah, I mean the price is definitely up there to indicate that they are the shit. So yeah, you would probably guarantee that you're getting a good quality tent from those brands, from Kathmandu, Backpack, and Bivouac. But the good thing about those stores actually is that when you sign up to their loyalty programs,
which is free to do. They give you, I think, is it 10% off? So you can make a bit of a saving there, like straight out the gate. Yes, but again, maybe you'd only want to actually spend that much money on a tent if you are going to use it a lot and very often, and then in that case you can justify spending that. Yeah. So that's basically all the places where you can buy camping gears in New Zealand, from the cheap used one to the super fancy expensive ones. There is obviously a couple of North Face stores and those kind of things, but that's like so crazy expensive that we didn't really mention those kind of things. But
there's a place called Hunting and Fishing as well, a New Zealand brand, which I think they do a lot of camping gear there too. So, but again, they don't have as many outlet stores around, they don't have as many stores around New Zealand compared to Kathmandu and Backpack.
So this is all the places that you can buy camping gears in New Zealand. If you do have any extra questions, in the comment below. If you like that, click like. If you find it useful, click like as well. If you find us useful, click subscribe. Come on, be cool, join the gang.